everybody. Welcome to the RENEWW Empowerment Conference. Yes, we are back again with another amazing speaker and who has a great message for you all. We were here for the first 2 days. We are on day 3, right? Day 3, thank goodness. I'm super excited, as you all know, to have some amazing speakers who want to bring a message to you all. We have to remember in times like now, we all need empowerment. We all need to be uplifted. We are all transitioning into an unknown, but we are also taking control of our lives now that we know that it could be disrupted at any time, right? So the RENEWW Empowerment Conference is definitely on time. It is the time to rediscover who you are, to redefine her, and then redesign a life that looks amazing, feels peaceful, that is joyful, and unrecognizable to anything else that you have done in the past, right? So we do that through our RENEWW process, which is to remove everything negative, and everyone will win. Right? Yes. So I'm really excited to have Miss Kendell on with us, who is delivering a powerful message. Her message today is, it is never too late to remix your life. Is that not on time? Is that not on time? I'm like, remix your life. Yes. Stir that thing up, right? Stir it up. It's being stirred up right now. And we didn't even ask for the stirring. Right. We didn't ask for it. So just keep on remixing this thing called life. That's and creating a lifestyle that is unrecognizable. So welcome, Kendall.
That's right. It's Kendell. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Kendell Lenice. I go by the name of Lady Motivator. So thank you so much for having me. This is an amazing, as I told you before, idea. And you were ahead of the curve because you had this idea prior to, the corona scare, if you will. And it's a real scare. But you had this idea. So thank you for being innovative.
Thank you. Yes, you never know what's going to happen. But I always tell everybody, yes, the ideal was for this virtual empowerment conference, you all. So that you all, I'm saying this for the first time in the 3 days that we've been here, right? was already set in place before we all were forced to go virtual, right?
Yes.
But sometimes you start to, how all that was birthed just really quickly is, it's part of the remix, right? Right? It's in alignment to this conversation. It's one of those things that, hey, you always do this every year. We're on our 3rd year. You got a lot of things coming up. Does this mean you don't create it? Does this mean it doesn't happen? That means just turn some things around and do it a different way, but make sure you still follow through.
Absolutely. And I coined the frame. It's not excuse me. I just got this tongue this morning. I'm trying to remix this tongue.
All right. Remix.
But I coined the phrase, it's never too late to remix your life for that purpose alone. I not only believe that, but I am that. I am almost 49 years old this year, and I've remixed my life over and over again at every stage, every phase, and every age. It's so important to do just that. And sometimes remixing your life is a matter of life and death.
Yes.
So I think it's important. I see 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds saying, well, I'm almost 30, I'm almost 40, I'm almost 50. I can't do this anymore. I can't wear this anymore. I should have been here. I followed this same career path or this same relationship for X amount of years. I can't give up now. But at any time in your life, if you decide to remix your life, you can truly remix your life.
Yes, absolutely. And
I believe that.
Yes, no, you have to. And I'm happy, I tell everybody, a lot of times as a speaker, what I love about speaking is because you're speaking your truth, you're speaking your experience, you're speaking not to what you think or believe. It's actually because you've experienced this. And you know very well that it can be done for someone else. Right? So that's where we come into play with women supporting each other. So tell me, the importance of supporting another woman to let her know that it's okay to remix her life. Tell me what that's like for you.
Because it's true. And thank you for even asking that question, because as a life coach, so many people come to me and they don't even know where to start. They're stuck. They don't know how to get unstuck. They think because they've heard negative talk that they can't do whatever she could do or whatever she set her mind out to. Yeah. And I love that. I didn't coin this phrase, but I love it. She thought she could and she did. Oh, yeah. You know, I love that. Yeah. Because at any time you truly can make that decision. It starts with that choice. Yeah. And sometimes you only make that choice when something bad happens or when your back is against the wall. But even when it's going good, if you decide to go right and you were going left, you can do that. And you really do have the power. And it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. You really have the power to remix your life. You can change your life at any time. If you want to go back to school, stop talking about it. Be about it. At 41, let me just give you some background on me. So at 20 years old, I got married. Like I said, I'm almost 49. So at 20 years old, I got married. I had my first child at 22. Yeah. I had my second child at 28, almost 29 years old. Okay. So I had gone all the way up to my junior year in college and I stopped. So then I had a family. I was a young mom, a young wife. So I had a family, and each let's see, around when my oldest daughter, who will be, I can't believe it, she's about to be 27. Hello. Yeah, hello. 27. She's 26. In May, she will be 27. But I remember when she was like maybe 1 or 2, about 2 years old, I said, okay, let me go back to school. I'm going to go to Morgan State because I'm from South Jersey. Okay. But I moved to Maryland. My oldest daughter, I just told you how old she was. My oldest daughter was about 15 months. Okay. So at 2 years old, I said, okay, I'm going to go back to college and finish because I'm almost done. So I started like one semester and it just wasn't working out for me having a young child. So I just worked in my career field. I'm certified in 99,000 things. So I always had a job and I always, had a career, I should say, doing what I'm doing because I've been certified in that, in a number of fields. Yeah. All pertaining to that Lady Motivator, brand that I have. Yeah. But so I decided, I said, okay, maybe I'll go back to school. Maybe I won't. So then once my daughter graduated from high school, I said, okay, I want to make sure I can sustain and let her finish her first year. Yeah. So when she finished her first year, I said, you know what? At 41 years old, I'm going to go back to school. So I went back to school and got my associates at 41. And then I graduated with my bachelor's in human services at 47 years old. Wow. So, and a lot of people say, well, that's, you're too old. Am I still smart? Can I still sit in the classroom? And I sat in the classroom. Not only did I graduate, but I graduated magna cum laude, okay? I know that's right. 3.9, 89, excuse me, 3.89. So you definitely can do it, for sure. Nice. Absolutely. And I love that. And thank you so much for sharing your experience. And I love that because there's so many people that's sitting on the couch today, right? And I hope this is not any of our RENEWW watchers, right? But there's so many people that are sitting there in their moment right now saying, what's next? Like, how do I do this? Like, I feel stuck, or, I've always wanted to do this, but I don't know, there's so much self-doubt. Yeah, but it can't be done. It's too late. I posted earlier, not enough time was your excuse before, but what is it now? How about that? And it's not enough time. That's your excuse. But what about excuse do you have now? Because now we have nothing but time on our hands. Yep. To remix this thing called life. It was already remixed. Yeah. So what you gonna do now? Right. You have no excuse. They better not come to me and tell me that they haven't done anything, or I don't have this, because we're placed in a time now that is the perfect time. I have done some crazy corporate things, right? I walked out on corporate because I didn't feel valued enough. That's right. Right? On my lunch break, not proud of it, but I knew that I knew that I had a higher value, right? Mm-hmm. I've, resigned from a corporate job. Now, what happens to the people that didn't have a choice?
See, it was easy for me to make that decision because I knew that if one day they had to let me go, they wouldn't worry about me.
Trust me, I went through it after 11 years working for a nonprofit, running it, doing everything. Let me tell you something, I was there for 11 years. Never missed a day, never called out sick one day. But when they had budget cuts, guess who they cut? That's what I had to do. It was just God pushing me into what I was already doing, my destiny. So you can't even be mad. You can't be mad. You just got to pick yourself up and remix that thing.
That's right. I love it. Because like I said, if you don't do it, someone else will for you.
That's right.
Someone else will for you. I've never been part of, the cuts, but I've watched literally in one company where people were coming in and they were being set down and I would train them and all. And then next thing you know, they were gone. Right?
Yeah.
And it just became way too familiar.
Yeah.
But while they were there in those cubicles, I would hear about their dreams. I would hear about their goals. I would hear about all these different things that they wish they would just have more time to do. And then somebody comes in and disrupts it. So what I tell everybody, your message, this is beautiful. It's been remixed for you. What are you going to do with it?
That's right. It's so important. And that is a profound statement. What are you going to do? You didn't even have to make the decision. The decision was made for you. What are you going to do? And I would just suggest, even if you are at your daytime job and you have aspiring goals and you want to go out on your own, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to just leave the job, you want to do something that's meaningful for you, that's fortifying to your soul. Never, now I'm not saying this to get fired, but I'm saying this and I'm going to keep it all the way real. Never give someone 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day and not work on your dream and your goal, because that business is someone else's goal. Hello? It's someone else's dream. So you always, instead of taking a coffee break, instead of going to the bathroom 10, 11 times, I mean, if you have to, that's your business. But instead of doing that, instead of, talking on the phone or talking to your coworkers or standing at the water cooler, take those breaks to work on your next thing. And that's so important to do. So now with this downtime, that book you wanted to write, start writing it. That business you wanted to start working on that business plan. If you want to create content like this conference and the other things, that now everyone is starting to create content. Everyone now has the time, right? Because they were pushed into that. So don't use this. God has us sitting still for a reason. Okay? There's no more excuses. Now put your money where your mouth is and start working on your dreams. Think about all the things that you thought you could not do, you were unable to do, you were not capable to do. Start remixing your thinking. Transform your mind and say, you know what? Maybe this is the time. Because now with social media, YouTube, connections are real. Learning something new is real. Figuring out how to do something, you can do it right from your phone. There's no more excuses.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, absolutely. Someone says, build your legacy and not pour all of you into others' legacies. It is
absolutely
so true.
It's critical to your future.
Absolutely, is very. And again, it's also self-rewarding. I listened. I remember hearing there was $1 billion in a graveyard because everyone's dreams was taken there.
And ideas,
Everyone's dreams and ideas were taken there. How many people never go?
Shoulda, woulda, couldas.
Shoulda, woulda, couldas. How many people never go after their dreams, right?
Because of fear.
Fear.
Which is not real. It's false evidence of appearing real. You see this little brooch that I have on? And this is, I coined the phrase when we think about fear. I say be fly. This says fly, and it's a bee, because this is my Be Empowered Bee collections. Because bees, thank you, and they're handmade and designed by me.
Nice.
And bees symbolize teamwork, community, and personal power. So when we talk about fear, I coined the phrase be fly. Fear limits you.
Yes.
It limits you.
It limits you, yes.
And so many people are so fearful to take that next step. Next step. Yeah. Next step. You know, I feel like Medea, the next step. Take the next step. That's what you got to do, and put that T on it. Because let me just back up a little bit. I always joke so much. I said, we went through a day with my daughters and I said, let's put a T on the end of every word. And my daughter said, and we were doing this, and my daughter said, Mom, it's going to get you one day. You're going to get hemmed up. And don't tell her, though. Don't tell her.
No, you're right. You're so right. You're so right. My kids it's super funny because if I say something, they'll be like, did she just put an S in the word? Like, yeah, I did. We remixed it, right?
But try that off camera one time. Just put a T after, the last letter of every word. Just put a T on the word. It is hilarious. God. It is so funny. And I just got caught up. I just remixed it and got caught up.
That is too funny. That is too funny. So yeah, I just really, like I said, part of the whole, and this is so in alignment again with the Renew You message. And it's really about just really redesigning a life for yourself, right? That is more rewarding and peaceful and joyful for you.
Absolutely.
Again, we talk about your purpose in life. Once you know what that is. So the Renew You takes you through that process. But in your messaging, don't be scared to remix your life because of fear, right? Be able to, to implement those things in which you have to do to create that life. We can't be scared to take a new direction.
No, let me tell you something. So I talked about being married at a young age, and leaving school on pause for a minute. I talked about remixing that and going back to school, getting my not only 1 but 2 degrees.
Wow.
I talked about remixing in that area, but also I have been married, divorced, married again, and divorced, and I'm married again.
Wow.
Not divorced. But when I say that, it's not to say, because I got married at 20 years old.
Yeah.
I was with my first since I was 18 to almost 30. Wow. Then I, turned around and got married again and knew that was wrong. It just wasn't right, but I was a relationship person.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that, and that wasn't. But as a single parent, you're married and you're divorced, there's no shame in my game. Yeah. There is absolutely not. I've remixed my life so many times, and a lot of people say, well, Kendell, you still believe in love, and I'm married now. And this is going to be, forever, because I'm older. Think about it. I got married at 20 years old. 20.
Yeah.
20. I wasn't as grown as I thought. Being somebody's wife.
And even for those who are married, you still have to. Again, so we got married young as well. We got remarried later on, and it was funny because I said, well, you know who you're marrying now, right? Because I know who you're marrying now too. So again, you went through that growth thing. So we all had different results with it, right?
And we're the best of friends. That's like my brother in the weirdest thing. It's so weird.
Absolutely, and that's okay. It is okay. So, like I mentioned before, definitely just not being fearful of the remixing of your life. It's not late. I don't care how old you are. You still have life to live here.
Absolutely.
You want it to be, you want to live it to your fullest potential. Right?
Absolutely.
But we talk about that because you mentioned something that was really big and really key to the whole fear and remix and everything, and that's about shame. It's so funny, me and you were just talking, we have the release retreat coming up at the end of the year in October or November, so we'll have more information on that. That's just a little plug. But I know that in Renew, we have to remove everything negative. Everyone wins within. Part of that negativity is we have to release the shame, release the blame, release all those things that are hindering us and stopping us from remixing up our lives. Some of us are still looking for looking for validation and we're looking for permission for people.
Validation is for parking people. It's not for your life.
We gotta release all that. So I'm excited to bring that to our release retreat. So we'll get more into that because we hope that you come back. So like I said, we're really excited. We thank you for coming on today. And
thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So again, thank you so much for being a part of RENEWW community. As you all heard Kendell say, it is never too late to remix your life. And we hope that you take this opportunity and this time off to do truly that. What do you want to get out? What do you want to make with the remix?
That's right. And it's important that you believe in yourself. It's important that you don't own someone else's opinions of you. You have the right, and this is your right to remix your life as you see fit. If you don't like the choice that you make another choice. Make a new choice. But before you make the next choice, learn from that experience. Say, okay, this didn't work out for this reason, or I want to change this for this reason, and make sure it's okay with you within your heart. Stop listening to the chatter of other folks, because at the end of the day, this is your life. And if you're not happy with your life right now, then you're responsible for changing that. Have a come to God moment and really say, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to transform? Because as a transformational life coach, I'm all about transformation opposed to change. Because when you change, sometimes it's temporary. Absolutely. But when you transform your thinking, you transform your heart, and you transform the way you do things, 9 times out of 10, it'll stick. So it's never too late to remix your life. Don't allow anyone to tell you any differently.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that message.
You're so welcome.
All right.
You're so welcome.
All right. So as I mentioned before, stay tuned. We still have some more amazing speakers to come. And you guys was that not a blessing, right? Was that message not a blessing? So stay tuned with us all day long today up until 6 p.m. here in the RENEWW community as we get together and continue to be empowered. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you.